You don't start at the top. No one does. You start in a basement in the suburbs of Moscow, 1965. The air is thick with the smell of cheap tobacco and the cold realization that the person you were 10 minutes ago is dead. They didn't use a bullet to kill him. They used a dossier, a set of papers that says your name is now Thomas Miller. You were born in Chicago. You like your steak medium rare, and you believe in the American dream. The problem is, you've never stepped foot outside the Soviet Union. This is not a spy movie. There are no fast cars or golden watches. This is a game of psychological survival, where the only prize is not getting a 9mm round in the base of your skull for forgetting how an American says the word water. This is your life as a Cold War sleeper agent. Level 1, the stripping. You are no longer a hero of the motherland. You are a ghost. For the next 2 years, you are forbidden from speaking a single word of Russian. If you stub your toe, you scream in English. If you pray to a God you don't believe in a language that feels like gravel in your throat. They take your memories of your mother and replace them with a black and white photograph of a woman in a floral dress from Illinois. You memorize her favorite pie. You memorize the layout of a house you've never seen. You are being hollowed out, a human vessel waiting to be filled with a lie so perfect it becomes the truth. Level 2, the cultural infection. You spend 16 hours a day watching American sitcoms and baseball games. You learn that hand gestures can betray you. Russians count with their fingers starting from the pinky. Americans start with the thumb. You spend weeks practicing how to hold a fork. Hand-to-hand combat is secondary. The real weapon is your accent. It has to be flat, Midwestern, unremarkable. You learn to love Elvis. You learn the box scores of the 1954 World Series. You learn that in America, everyone is smiling, but no one is looking. By the end of this level, Thomas Miller is no longer a character you are playing. He's the only thing left in the mirror. Level 3, the crossing. You don't fly first class. You travel through 3 different countries with 3 different passports. You cross the border into Canada, then drive a rusted Ford across the bridge into Niagara Falls. The border guard looks at your face, then your papers. Your heart is a drum, but your face is stone. He asks how the weather was in Toronto. You give a boring, complaining answer about the rain. He laughs and waves you through. Welcome home, Tom. You settle in Northern Virginia, close enough to DC to be useful, far enough to be invisible. You get a job as a mid-level accountant for a defense contractor. You pay your taxes. You mow your lawn. You become the most boring man in the neighborhood. That is your shield. Level 4, the prop family. To be truly invisible, you need a life that people don't question. The center sends a woman. She is beautiful, sharp, and just as hollow as you are. To the neighbors, you are the Millers. To each other, you are co-workers in a company that doesn't exist. You get married in a courthouse. You have a daughter. This is where the script gets dangerous. You watch her take her first steps. You hold her when she has a fever. In your head, she is a tactical asset, a piece of your cover. But when she calls you daddy, the Russian part of your brain, the part that was supposed to be dead, starts to scream. You are Thomas Miller now, and Thomas Miller loves his daughter. But Thomas Miller is a lie. Level 5. The long silence. Years pass. The 60s become the 70s. You sit on your porch on the 4th of July, watching fireworks and eating a hot dog. You cheer for the moon landing while your heart breaks for the Soviet cosmonauts who didn't make it. You are a man living in a permanent state of double vision. Every morning you wake up and wait for the signal. Every night you go to sleep, disappointed that it didn't come. You begin to wonder if they've forgotten you. You begin to hope they have. You are deep, Tom. So deep you're starting to forget the taste of real borscht. You are a perfect American citizen, and that makes you the most dangerous man in the state of Virginia. Level 6, the signal. It happens on a Tuesday in October. You are taking the trash out to the curb. You see a small mark on the side of the mailbox, a single stroke of white chalk. Your heart stops completely. 10 years of absolute silence, broken by a tiny piece of dust. You go back inside, kiss your wife on the cheek, and tell her you have a sudden headache. You go down to the basement. You tune a shortwave radio to a very specific frequency. Through the heavy static, you hear a woman reading numbers in a language you have not spoken in a decade. 3801. The code means your company has a prototype blueprint you need to photograph immediately. The waiting is over. You are no longer Thomas Miller. You are a weapon that has just been loaded. Level 7. The double life. The next day at work, your hands shake as you hold your morning coffee mug. You slip into the restricted filing room while the security guard is on a mandated smoke break. You have exactly 4 minutes before he returns. You use a micro camera hidden in a silver lighter to photograph blueprints for a new missile guidance system. The shutter click sounds like a massive gunshot in the silent room. You walk out, smiling warmly at the secretary in the hallway. You go home. You heat pot roast at the dining table with your daughter. The microfilm is taped securely to the inside of your leather shoe, inches from her foot. You look at her innocent face and realize the secrets you carry could start World War III. You are entirely, terrifyingly alone. Level 8. The wet work. They need a loose end tied up immediately. A contact in the Defense Department is getting too close to the truth. He happens to be your neighbor, the man who loaned you his lawnmower last week, the man who drinks beer on your porch. The order comes through the number station late at night. Eliminate the threat before he speaks to the FBI. You are a father, a husband, a patriot to a country thousands of miles away. But you are also a highly trained operative. You invite him over to look at a problem with your car engine in the garage. You poison his drink with an untraceable chemical that mimics a massive heart attack. You watch the life leave his eyes while you talk to him calmly about the local football team. You catch him as he falls. You call an ambulance, screaming for help. You comfort his weeping widow. You are a monster hiding in plain sight, and you must live with that ghost forever. Level 9, the collapse. The year is 1991. You turn on the television and see the Berlin Wall coming down piece by piece. You watch the news as the Soviet flag is lowered from the Kremlin for the final time. You go to the basement. You tune the radio to the frequency. There is nothing but static. The number station is dead. The drop zones are empty. Your handlers vanish into the chaos of the collapsed regime. No one is coming for you. No one is paying you. You are a forgotten soldier of an empire that no longer exists on the map. You sit in your living room in Virginia, surrounded by the American dream you were sent to infiltrate and destroy. Your daughter is packing for college. Your wife is painting the kitchen walls. The cover identity has completely consumed the host. The lie has become your entire reality. You are Thomas Miller now, permanently. Pay off. You survived the intelligence war, but the man you were supposed to be died 15 years ago in a dark basement in Moscow. You are a phantom trapped in a life you never chose, serving a nation that abandoned you. Look closely at the friendly neighbor watering his lawn across the street tomorrow morning. Look at the guy standing in the grocery store line. Do they have a secret too? Who are they really? You will never truly know. If you want to survive more dark histories like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Next week, we will go deep inside a maximum security prison, where the failures of this exact spy game are kept in complete darkness. An isolated, concrete hell you never want to see from the inside.